And good evening. Hello. Hello and good evening. I don't know if you can hear me or not. Let me know if you can hear because obviously we have issues with sound and quality in this place because of the stupid French way of being. But anyway, hello and good evening to you. I'm saying hello and good evening to you tonight with a potato gin. I've never had potato gin before. Here we are. Cheers to you and cheers to me and cheers to me if we disagree. Can you actually hear me? We're sorry, we're getting newspaper noise in the background, which I have requested be stopped for the sake of the point of the program, but we're not going to clearly be getting any attention to my detail. I'm very sorry for the noise in the background, and yes, we're getting another bit of that going on.
Leave this.
It would be you can read the newspaper later. That would be better. We're doing a program now, so I did request that the noise not be made because the racket does not add to the thing and nothing. You can hear you clearly. Okay, well, we say cheers to you. I'm saying cheers to you with what's called a potato gin. I'm having my first sip with you. I've not had it before. It's called St. Patrick's Potato Gin, the classic. It's been brought round by my neighbours, who are Northern Irish. They were here yesterday, and they left me a bottle on the doorstep for me. And they left me a little note saying thank you very much for cooking lunch. And they left me a bottle of St. Patrick's Distillery Potato Gin. I've never had this before. It is 40%, so that's good. That's a positive, because anything that's under 40% is no good at all. It's made at St. Patrick's Mills, Douglas, Cork Island. They claim it's got juniper and citrus aromas. It's a complex floral herbal medium body with warming spices to gently tickle the palate with a tantalizing sweetness. A clean, pure, vibrant gin with good balance of herbal juniper, fruits, and spices. By only using potato and other natural ingredients, our gins are naturally gluten-free, says the people that make it. And it's labeled classic, so they must have other variants. But anyway, never mind. I think the St. Patrick's Distillery gin, it's perfectly quaffable, but it's not. I wouldn't say it would be up there with Martin Miller's and Number 3 and Fisher's gin, but it's not too bad. It's a potato gin, and it's interesting to have a gin made with potato. I've tried gins made with lobster. I've tried gins made with oysters. They were disgusting, those two. So I've tried all sorts of variants, but this is the first potato gin I've ever tried. Potato gin. There we go. So it's a new thing. So thank you to my lovely neighbours, lovely Northern Irish folk. And I had a lovely afternoon with them, and we did a bit of a quiz, and obviously I do apologise to you because I fell asleep rather last night during my own quiz because, quite frankly, I was whacked out. I'm worn out by certain things that have gone on in this situation, and you all know this. So, when I'm worn out, I'm worn out. And I was literally worn out because I had no sleep. I had no sleep the night before. So there we go. Anyway, here we are, and cheers to you, and cheers to me, and cheers to me if we disagree. But anyway, here we are. There's 61 of you here. You're all arriving, and right. Okay. Have you any questions for me? Any questions? Let's have a few questions. Whilst I sample the potato gin. It's very nice, the potato gin. It's not very potent. It doesn't have many notes to it. I would say it's a little bit plain, but it's okay. You don't get any strong note of juniper to it, which is a problem. And a gin should taste of juniper, and that's my problem with this gin. There is no note of juniper. You're picking up a new Mercedes E-Class estate this week, says Stevie D. Oh, well, you're very smart, aren't you? Yeah, you must be a terribly smart person. I'd love to have a Mercedes E-Class estate. That sounds like a lovely car to have. Yes. Yes. Well, I know you were. I apologise for last night. We were all a little bit worse for wear because of the situation, and the situation was not pleasant. So there we are. Right. What's on the menu tonight? Well, aside from a little bit of this, which I won't be having any more of, I've only had one of those, and that's enough. A Skoda Superb estate is considered old money image now. Skoda makes very good quality cars, so yeah, I agree with you. Very good thing. I shouldn't need to apologise. No, well, one needs to apologise for falling asleep. It's ridiculous. But I only fell asleep because I was worn out. And when you get worn out by situations, you can't go on. I have reached a situation where I actually do feel very, very ill, and I am worn out. And yeah, I will say, I will not deny it. I'm totally exhausted. So I'm not going to lie. So you may as well have the truth. I'm not going to make it up. When I'm exhausted, I am exhausted. I am. And that's what I am. And it's very hard to sleep at night. That's the problem. There we go. Stress is a killer, says David. Yes, I totally agree with you. And that's what I've suffered from. Anyway, right. We'll talk about something positive. Let's talk about something positive, please. So let's have some questions. Any questions? Any questions on any topics? I'd like some questions on some topics. Well, whoever you are, Hillary Powell, you can bog off. You can get off my channel. Get out. Don't like you. Not interested in you. So get off my channel, Hillary Powell. Don't want you back. So bog off. You get the first bog off of the day. So get off my channel. Get out of my pub, as Peggy Mitchell would say. I don't want you back, Hillary Powell. Let's ban her. Whoever's in charge of all the Tina De Silva, please ban Hillary Powell. I want Hillary Powell banned. Get her off the channel. I don't want her here. No, thank you. Want her banned. Get rid of her. She needs to go. No, I want her gone. She is the weakest link, and I want her to be told goodbye. Yeah, my lovely friend Anne Robinson, who is now dating the king's ex-wife's husband, Brigadier, Parker Bowles. Yeah, she would say, "You are the weakest link. Goodbye." So that's what I want done with her. Have we got rid of her? Tina, please get rid of her. I want her gone. No, I don't want to look at her chat. I want her banned. I want her out. She is the weakest link. No forgiveness. If you're going to be the moderator of this chat, get rid of the rubbish. And I don't like someone who's rude to me, so bog off. Get out of my room. Get out of my pub, as Peggy Mitchell would say. She sounds like a snitch anyway. Anyway, I want to go on. If you can choose any game show to go on any game show, which would I choose? I'd quite like to go on that thing, The Wheel, even though I don't like the man who presents it. I don't like the presenter, but I like The Wheel because I like the way the format works. You spin around on the wheel, and you go on the wheel, and you have to answer the questions on the wheel. I quite like The Wheel. Yeah, I don't like Michael McIntyre, though. I have a big problem with Michael McIntyre because he once tried to sue me, so I don't like him. But I'd like to go on his program because I actually quite like the format. I like the way it spins around and around and around and around. And it's quite entertaining, actually. Everyone loves The Wheel. Everyone knows when I go to my friends in Hertfordshire and we sit there by the fire and it's we sit on by the fireplace and it spins. This program comes on The Wheel. I said I can't be watching this because it's got this awful man. I can't stand him because he tried to sue me once. And then I watched the program and I actually thought, what a great format. So actually, well done to you, Michael McIntyre. You actually did very well, Michael McIntyre. I don't like you as a person, but your program is bloody brilliant. Well done. I loved The Wheel, the spinning around and spinning, and it just works. And it's a fabulous thing. So even people you don't like can do good things. So there you go. I celebrate people even I don't like. There you go. So, have I ever met Paul Daniels? Oh, yes, I met him. Oh, my God. What a gross weirdo he was. And as for Debbie McGee, there you go. She was electric. And, Debbie McGee, the only person who was ever asked by Mrs. Merton, what first attracted you to the multimillionaire Paul Daniels? And she didn't even get the joke. Stupid cow. She is the most stupid woman on the planet. And now she does a thing called Tea with Debbie McGee. Yes. And okay, my lovely friend Christine Hamilton does do things with her. Christine, you could choose somebody a bit more classy, to be frank. Christine, I think you could do better, Christine. And Christine is somebody who has been helping me with so many things, and I love Christine, but I don't love anybody. I don't love Debbie McGee. No, Debbie McGee, chuck her in the sea. That's what I say. Debbie McGee is the most boring woman on the planet. Right. Okay. Debbie overrated, says Paulie. Right. What else? What do you think of Debbie McGee? Do you like Debbie McGee, audience, or do you loathe Debbie McGee? Okay, let's have a few views on Debbie McGee. Do you think Debbie McGee should have been chucked in the ocean, or Debbie McGee should be a saint? Apparently, she's magic in bed, says Matt Grant. Debbie McGee is kind of sexy, says Sebastian. Okay. Expialidocious says, I cannot stand her. She's a gold digger extraordinaire, says David. She needs to be thrown in the ocean, not the sea. Okay. She's a fibber McGee. There we are. She's just blah. Oh, she's yuck, says another. Okay, she's a friend of Michael Barrymore. Oh my God. Well, we don't like anyone who's a friend of Michael Barrymore, do we?
No.
Even Lady Min, who is now waking up. We do not like anything to do with Michael Barrymore. Michael Barrymore is the most disgraceful piece of detritus on the planet. No, we don't like Michael Barrymore. So, if she's a friend of Michael Barrymore, oh dear, she's made the wrong enemy with me. We don't like her. We don't like Debbie McGee, do we?
No.
Debbie McGee needs to be chucked down a well. She's a nasty, bad person. Sorry, I'm getting all these silly notifications. Yes. She's had her partner dancing. She had a tricker. She was up to tricks. She's also friends with Bernie Eccleston. Oh dear. If that's true, well, it's understandable because birds of a feather flock together, don't they? If she's a friend of Bernie Eccleston, it's definitely good evidence. She's also friends with Cliff Richard. She's definitely friends with Cliff Richard. We know that, and he is a wicked, evil piece of toe rag. So there we go. Debbie McGee is going down in history like Cilla Black as a bad person, a person who associates with bad people. She's a wicked person. Has she slept with Prince Andrew? I don't know. I don't think so, no. I don't think Prince Andrew would be into Debbie McGee. I think the age range is wrong. So you're wrong on that one. But, oh dear. Oh, God. Oh, you've got all sorts of information on Debbie McGee. Debbie McGee. I didn't imagine I would be talking about Debbie Does Dallas type woman. Even Prince Andrew would say no to Debbie McGee, says Audrey. Well, I agree with you, Audrey. I don't think anyone would want Debbie McGee. She's too old for Prince Andrew. I think you're right. Debbie McGee was not score with Prince Andrew. So whatever we may think of Prince Andrew, even he wouldn't lower himself to Debbie McGee. Ugh. She is a disgusting, horrible person. She sells kitchen cabinets. Look at her, flogging kitchen cabinet doors, second-hand, I can fix your kitchen cabinet. What a revolting woman. Has she no standards, this old bag? She's a repulsive harpy. And, and I do think Mrs. Merton, it was the best ever comedy sketch I've ever seen. And she didn't even get it. She just sat there and looked like the dumbass that she is. She's an absolute moron, is this woman. Did I ever meet Martha Stewart? Yes, I did meet Martha Stewart. I met Martha Stewart the first time I ever went to San Francisco. Martha Stewart is one of the most fabulous people in the world. What a brilliant lady. She just got out of jail, and I went to a dinner party on the set of my friend Jacques Pepin, who is a famous French chef, and he cooked for about 12 presidents. He cooked for many presidents. And Maurice Cambar, the man who I was involved with the Skywalker, he paid for the PBS channel, which is the equivalent in America of like the BBC. So we went on. He said we're going. The first night I arrived, we said we're going on a film set for dinner. I was like, oh, that's very nice. I was like a 19-year-old child, and I had no. I was like, what? What are we doing? So off we go on the. We go to this film set, and we get there, and there's Martha Stewart, and she's just got out of jail because obviously she'd been caught for doing insider trading on a few stocks, and they sent her to jail. They made an example of her. They were malicious. I have to say, Martha Stewart, one of the most lovely ladies I've ever met. Lovely, lovely, delightful. They picked on her. That was a nasty thing to do. Look, she's done a lot of good for the world. She came from a trailer park. She's a self-made woman. What a success story. But of course, she stupidly bought a few stocks and, well, it ended up with a huge court case. We're not talking even huge amounts of money. It was like 50,000 or something. It wasn't even huge amounts. So they should have left her alone. Anyway, so we go and this Jack Papan, and he cooks dinner. And I sit next to her, and I'm on the TV show, and well, you can watch it somewhere. I don't know where you watch it, but you can watch me on the program. I'm on the program. I was sitting next to Martha, so I had Martha next to me, and my friend Andre, his family were the first owners of McDonald's outside of London in England. He worked for Ian Smith's private army in Rhodesia, and yeah, we were there. We had dinner with Jack Papan. It was a fabulous evening, and this is the kind of luxury life I led back then. I had an amazing life back then. It was mad, but I enjoyed it. But I will say that, people don't need to be mean to Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart has done so much good for the world, and well done to her. I always say it, the people who I meet, who have been through adversity, be realistic, be kind to them, because the truth of their story is actually they're not bad people. And in the case of Martha Stewart is an absolutely fabulous lady. What she's done, she creates every day of the week. She comes up with ideas for people to do. She has inspiration for you all. What a wonderful lady. Why can't we be all like Martha Stewart? Let's all try and be like Martha Stewart. Let's not try and be like Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle is a fucking bore. Meghan Markle, oh, I'm making a bit of jam. She doesn't know anything about making jam. She doesn't know anything about making anything other than havoc. All Meghan Markle does is create havoc. Meghan Markle is a wicked person. And Samantha has been trying to call me over the last 24 hours, and I'm very sorry, Samantha. I should have called you back, and I will call you back, and we'll have a conversation, and then I'll talk to you all about what Samantha has to say. But Samantha is a good person. Meghan is a menace. Meghan the Menace is not a nice lady, and Doria, we all know what Doria is. Doria Ragland. Doria could be down the drug alley. Yeah, we know what you are, Doria. Go away, you nasty piece of work. Yeah, so yes, send Rachel Markle to the tower. Right. Do I like? I don't know why you're saying, do I like me? Do I like me? That's a bit of a strange question. Do I like myself? Um, I don't think that's a question I should be answering. So there we are. Right. Samantha Markle is a lady. Well, I totally agree with you. Was 100% correct because, of course, she's not a man, is she? So there we are. Have I met Kim Kardashian? No, never met Kim Kardashian. What do you think happened to Philip Schofield? Not seen or heard of him in ages. Do you know him? Well, Philip Schofield dead, and tonight is the opening gala. My mother is there. My lovely friend Alexis is there. Tonight is the opening gala of the Chelsea Flower Show. My mother will probably buy a garden because my mother is completely mad and loves gardening. So mummy loves to buy the bloody gardens, and that's what she's into. My mother loves everything to do with the Chelsea Flower Show. She'll buy anything that she can. If it's not uh, hatched down with a bloody screw, my mum will buy it. My mother loves the Chelsea Flower Show, and many others do too. It's one of the most wonderful things in the world. The Chelsea Flower Show is one of the most fantastic events in the world. It is an event that is frequented by all sorts of lunatics like my mother and Alexis. It's also a place where they grow mammoth onions. We have our lovely friends from Forton in Lancashire. They grow the biggest onions in the world. They're completely inedible, but they are huge. They've been doing it since like the 1850s or something. We have, beautiful gardens that are, it takes them years to grow these trees. Everything about the Chelsea Flower Show is fabulous. And I'm very lucky to be invited, and I'm sadly not there. And I did have an invitation, and I could have been there with my mum, and it could have been at the gala dinner. But the gala dinner is very expensive, and then they start selling gardens. And well, Philip Schofield decided to upset my mother, didn't he? So that wasn't a very good idea. He tried to stop my mother buying some water lilies, did nasty Philip Schofield. So, no, we don't like you, Philip Schofield, you nasty piece of toe rag. You're a ghastly man, and you didn't get that. My mother got the water lilies because the owner of the stand knew that my mother was a better customer than you. So you can bug off. Horrible, horrible Philip Schofield. But the Chelsea Flower Show is a wonderful event. It's a joyous event. It brings joy to so many thousands of people. You wouldn't want to have anything better than that in the world, would you? Something that people can celebrate happiness. And I love happiness. Happiness is a good thing, and that's what we all need in our lives. So there we go. Yeah, he was a horrible piece of toe rag. Yes, I totally agree. We hate that man Schofield, says Sebastian. He can put the water lilies up his bottom. Oh, my mother wouldn't want that. My mother would rather have the water lilies. We don't need him having them up his bottom. We don't need. He can shove something else up his bottom because he's a disgusting person. No. Thank you for mentioning the Chelsea Flower Show. My parents love to talk about it here in Australia. There you go. See, everybody loves this. Did I know Ken Dodd? No, I never met Ken Dodd. But obviously, George Carman represented him in court. And I was going to do a dinner with George Carman's ex lady friend, but she cancelled at the last minute. So my lovely friend Claire Rubenstein stood in instead. So thank you to Claire Rubenstein, who was a wonderful person who stood in instead. So thank you to Claire. There we go. Right, okay. Kitty in the Elm Guest House. Well, yeah, well, Cliff Richard is a very interesting character. Yeah, let's leave it at that. Did I ever meet Joe Longthorne? I don't know who Joe Longthorne is, so I can't answer your question. Never met Joe Longthorne, so that's a no. Do I know the Wogans? Of course I know the Wogans. Terry Wogan, what a great man, lovely, lovely man. Sorry he's died. But his son, who had the pizza business, the pizza was fabulous. I went and had his pizza, absolutely wonderful. The Wogan pizzas, tip top, best pizza on the planet. Love a Wogan pizza. So there we go. Lord Longford. Can't stand the man. Vile. Obviously he's dead, but him and his secretary, two evil people, defenders of Myra Hindley. You defend Myra Hindley. She's the most sick bitch on the planet. A child killer. And you defend that? So I don't. Lord Longford gets a definite no. Happy birthday to our friend Victoria Haig. Yes, Victoria. It's Victoria Haig's birthday today. Our lovely racehorse lady. We love her. It's Victoria's birthday. So happy birthday to you. I'm not going to sing because I can't sing. I'm useless. But we love Victoria.
Yes.
And even Min is trying to make some effort of saying something in the background. Victoria, happy birthday to you. We know it's your birthday, so we want to say happy birthday to you. Thank you for arriving, Victoria. Happy birthday to you. We want to say that, yes. Correct?
Happy birthday.
That's her attempt at saying something, but unfortunately, she's not in a very good condition right now, so she's not really capable. But anyway, Victoria says, thank you so much. Well, we love you, Victoria Haig. You are one of the best on the planet. We love your horse racing things. It's about time you got yourself down here and you came and joined us, because I'll sleep on the bloody sofa and you can have my room, because that's what's going to happen. So get yourself down here in your car, or on a plane, or whatever thing we need to do to get you here. We want you here, Victoria, don't we?
Yes.
We want you here, Victoria. We want our Victoria. So we love you, Victoria. You met Gary Lineker at Chelsea. Well, he's upset a lot of people, obviously, in the last 24 hours. He kept talking about George Best and his roses. Well, my mother was very involved with George Best at one point, and it wasn't really very productive. So let's be honest. It's better off we don't get too involved with George Best or his roses. But Gary Lineker, I found him a very pleasant man, but maybe he's a bit too opinionated for his own good. He's a bit of an overpaid, shouty sort. It's enough is enough. He's gone too far this time with his. I am a Remainer, as you all know. I wanted to remain, but he just does anything to be provocative, and he thinks he's being clever. When I met him at the fancy restaurant, and it was a very fancy restaurant. I can't remember its name. But anyway, it was a French restaurant in Mayfair. Very expensive. We're talking like £300 a head for lunch. And it was very, very nice. And I had a very nice lunch. And he was sitting at the next table, so I spoke to him quite extensively. He was very pleasant. But this is a man who's paid millions a year by the BBC. He's been paid millions. He does not need to put up a picture of a Jewish person as a rat. That is not a very nice thing to do. He crossed the line. And enough is enough. It is time to say goodbye to Gary Lineker, in my view. I'm not a fan of him anymore. I didn't mind him at the time, but now it is time to say goodbye. You don't put up a picture of a Jewish person as a rat, because that is the most anti-Semitic thing you can do. That's horrible. So, Gary Lineker, you're a fool. Enough is enough. I think it's time to forget Gary Lineker. Let's move on. Let's give someone else a shot. And this is actually a real moment in history, because we need to give other people chances. You know, it's like Stephen Fry. Why does everyone have to have him around? Anytime anything happens, oh, we bring out Stephen Fry. Oh, we bring out Alexa Chung. Oh, we bring out, the Lebedev man, I call them the club. This ghastly bunch of people, they're allowed to get away with anything. Why can't we have other people? Why can't we have a chance for new faces on the block? We need some new people. Let's bring in a few new faces. Let's bring in Kevin from Brookside Close, or whatever he's called, or Donna from Newcastle, or whatever. We need some new people. Let's bring in new people and stop promoting these ghastly, horrible people. There we go. Right. It's the one club. Oh, Sandy Toxic. I cannot stand Sandy Toxic. Oh my God, she's dreadful. That lesbian pest. Oh my God, she makes me want to vomit. Awful. Don't like Sandy Toxic. Wits End, you're right. Don't like Sandy Toxic. No, it's Toxic Sandy. We had a gardener who worked for us, and he was he worked for Sandy Toxic, and he loved her. I don't know anyone else who ever did, but there we go. Donna Eyre, you haven't seen her in years. Well, dim Donna Eyre. Donna is a special lady, let's be honest. So Donna Eyre. Ooh, there goes the coaster. So Donna Eyre was the only person who ever went on air and was asked. She asked a set of singers. Let's be honest. She said to a set of singers, "Where did you first meet?" Their names were the cause. Well, of course, they were sisters. So Donna is not exactly the brightest spark in the box, is she? But Dim Donna, she's always been very polite to me, so I have to say Dim Donna is not that, she's not the nastiest, but she's certainly not the brightest. So there we go. What do you think? Is Rylan hanging out with the Rinder? I don't know. I don't know about Rylan and the Rinder. I don't know what Rylan and Rinder do together. No, I have no idea. But obviously, you have views. You obviously think they're up to something. I don't know. Rylan and Rinder. They're a couple. Well, if they are, I hope they're happy. I hope they're very happy. Sandy Toxic and Clive Anderson in the same room. What do I think of that? Well, I don't like either of them, to be honest. So I wouldn't want to speak with either of them, but I'd rather speak to Clive Anderson than Sandy Toxic, because she's Mrs. Toxic and she's awful. What about the curious case of queer Starmer and the Ukrainian rent boy? That is an allegation. That is an allegation. I don't know whether it's true, but it does sound rather odd, doesn't it? I'll leave it at that. Not going to say any more. What do I think of Billy Connolly? He's funny, don't you think? I don't know what to say. He's not offended me, but I don't really find him amusing in the first place. So no, I don't know. No opinion on Billy Connolly. What do I think of Keir Starlin, as now you're calling him? Right, okay. So you are all turning on this one. As I will say, coming from a rural family who are involved with farming, we don't like Farmer Harmer Starmer, and that's what I personally feel. So I can't stand the man. No, he's a wicked, evil piece of toe rag. But his wife is supposedly into horse racing, so why can't she support the rural industries, given that she is supposedly so enthusiastic about horse racing? Come on, Lady Starmer, because that's your name. You're not called anything else. You are Lady Starmer. Lady Starmer, why don't you man up, grow up, and show up and do something good for the rural industries? Because it's about time your stupid husband pulled his ass together and actually did something for the people of this great country. We don't need misbehavior of the kind that your husband has achieved. He is a disgrace. Shame on him. Shame on Keir Starmer. I cannot stand you, you nasty piece of farmer harmer. How dare you harm the beautiful farmers of Great Britain? You're revolting. You're a horrible man. So there we go. I do tend to speak out. I'm very sorry. I do. I'm sorry. I get carried away. But well, why not? Why shouldn't I? Because I should be honest. Yes, I have. I have an audience. So why shouldn't I speak out? No one is stopping me. When I have an audience, I can speak out. Because no one else is going to do it, are they? Because everyone else just sits there quietly being like little hamsters, pathetic people. I can speak out. So if I want to shout, I will shout and I'll scream. in support of the farmers, because the farmers are the best people on the planet. The British farmers are wonderful people. So don't you attack them, you nasty little rat, Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer, the farmer harmer. Evil. And waving at you, well, you can bog off. I want waving at you banned from this channel. Stop repeating. Okay? Well, I can repeat myself as much as I want, and I will. So if you don't like me, get off my channel. Fuck off, you stupid piece of rubbish. I don't want you. I want him gone. Ban the whatever his name is. Ban it. Ban this creep. I want that one gone. That one has to be banned immediately. Oh, here we go. Waving at you. Stop crying. I'm not crying, you stupid. See you next Tuesday, you revolting piece of rubbish. Get off my channel. I want you banned. Thank you for deleting them. Well done. That's another one gone. I'm not going to have these creeps. I'm very sorry. I cannot have these nasty people abusing people. Shove it up your jumper, precisely. Yeah, bog off. Yeah. Well, anyway, that's another one gone. So you don't have to have the trouble of that rubbish. Anyway, all of you are lovely people. Thank you very much for joining in, and you've been fabulous. So it's been great to have lovely people here. And we've got rid of about 3 of them so far. Of course, there are always going to be trolls, and the trolls will come and the trolls will go and the trolls will come back, and then we'll get some more. I can't shove it up a cashmere jumper tonight because this isn't a cashmere jumper, but there we are. So no, this is not a cashmere jumper, so it's nothing to do with cashmere on this occasion. So I'm not going to be a liar and say I'm wearing a cashmere jumper, because I'm not. There we are. Yes, defending Michael Barrymore. Well, the people who defend Michael Barrymore are not fit for me even to kick in the nuts. I can't stand the fact that, 9 people went to a house, 8 of them lived. It's a disgrace. Michael Barrymore is an evil piece of toe rag. I want you to remember that Stuart Lockach had 2 children. Those 2 children don't have a father because of Michael Barrymore. Whether Michael Barrymore was the guilty party or not, we don't know. But 9 people went to that house. Stuart Lockach was raped at that house. He was murdered. He was murdered with disgusting instruments. And 8 other people lived. And now, one of those people at that house, he had a history of sex offences. So he's an interesting character. He was the boyfriend of Michael Barrymore. Michael Barrymore and the bin man ran away from that house. The women at that house cannot have committed the rape because it's impossible for them to have done what could have gone on. So that's impossible. So the process of elimination, very interesting, hey? Michael Barrymore, you are a shameful piece of toe rag. And I'm never going to shut up about you because that poor man, Terry Lubbock, the father of Stuart Lubbock, never got justice during his lifetime for his dead son. You are revolting, Michael Barrymore. You are one of the most disgusting people on the planet. And I've had to sit next to you in a restaurant once at the launch of a restaurant, and I was horrified to be put in the next table to you. I don't know why I just didn't leave. I should have done. You're a toad. You're a toad and a toe rag and a piece of turd. That's all you are, Barrymore. You're filth, you're scum, you're revolting. Stuart Lubbock could have had, wonderful years being the father of his two children, and you took that away from him. What a nasty man you are. And you ran away from the scene of the crime because all you wanted to do was preserve your career. Well, your career's crap anyway, isn't it? So that sums you up, you piece of shit. You are one of the nastiest people on the planet, Barrymore, and I really, really loathe and detest you. And I will continue to call you out till the end of my days. I would rather be put in prison for, I will never shut up against you. You are evil. You are the most evil man I've ever come across, Barrymore. What a nasty man. Yeah, let's ring it up, Bishop. Bishop, let's ring Bishop. I'd like to ring Bishop, but Bishop won't answer the phone. So, because Bishop's scared of me, isn't he? Because I call out these people. I do speak out and I continue. I will not shut up. I am a crusader when it comes to certain stories. I went from 40% convinced that Jeremy Bamber was innocent to 99%. And I want Jeremy Bamber cleared because Jeremy Bamber is innocent. And I'm going to continue to campaign on that one. But coming back to bloody Bishop. Yeah, we hate Bishop. Bishop, where are you, Bishop? Let's be having you, Bishop. Come on, Bishop. Yeah, we don't like Bishop. Barry no more. Yeah, well, you all agree with me. You hate Barrymore. I don't blame you. He's an awful person. Wickedness should not be allowed. And Michael Barrymore is a wicked, wicked man. He is a liar. He's a deceiver. His ex-wife, Cheryl, poor lady, he mistreated her and treated her back very badly. He claimed he couldn't swim. Well, she produced evidence that he was able to swim on a cruise boat, so he lied. Michael Barrymore is a lying, deceiving, see you next Tuesday. He is a completely fake, revolting piece of toe rag. Michael Parker is his real name. Parker is his real name. He's a scumbag. He's a creep. He's a piece of excrement because two children do not have a father as a result of what went on at his house. The bungalow, not the mansion as everyone calls it. The mansion. It's not a mansion, it's a bloody bungalow. Those children don't have a father. That is disgusting. He ran away from the scene of the crime. Oh, because he needs to protect his reputation. Very convenient that he ran away, isn't it? And what happened to the door handle? And what happened to the pool thermometer? The instruments that I believe were the instruments of death. So, yeah, Barrymore, let's be having you, Barrymore. Barrymore is also a man who got down on his knees to worship in Big Brother, celebrity Big Brother, Jimmy Savile, the worst child abuser in history. Barrymore is also a man who dressed up as Hitler and went Sieg Heil in the same program. Now, is that a classy man, or is that a disgusting piece of excrement? Because that's how I feel about him. I think that is the most evil, two of the most evil things he ever did. He also went around with this woman who I knew, who dared to attack my lovely Jackie, Lady Jackie Roth. He attacked, he rolled around on the floor and behaved revoltingly. He was drunk on the floor with this horrible Marie Claire von Ulvensleben. Marie Claire von Ulvensleben was convicted. She also attacked me on that evening, but I didn't get. She decided to get drunk, and she attacked Liz Brewer. She attacked me. She attacked all sorts of other people. She was attacking everybody, but she attacked some more than others. But later in the evening, she attacked a Pakistani man, and she called him a dirty Paki. She had all sorts of nasty words for all sorts of people, and Michael Barrymore was also known to roll around on the floor with the same woman, Marie Claire von Ulvensleben. So, yeah, Marie Claire is only one of many nasty people who've associated with this disgusting man, Barrymore. Barrymore is an evil, evil, evil man. And let us remember today, on the 31st of March 2001, Stuart Lockach was murdered and raped and murdered at the home of Michael Barrymore. That poor man could have had a great life, and his children could have had a great father, and that was taken away. So I say, cheers to the memory. I want you all to raise a glass to the memory of Stuart Lockach, a poor man, and his lovely father, who was a good friend to me, and his father, who was a kind-hearted, good man. Remember the good people. Don't let's remember the bastard, Michael Barrymore, who was a complete cunt. Let's be honest. Michael Barrymore was evil. And I will never forgive you, Michael Barrymore, because you took away those two children's father. Shame on you. Shame on you. It's one of the cases that I work on that gets me most angry, to be honest. And I'm very sorry, viewers, but I will get angry about it, because why wouldn't I? There's no need for what these people have done to this Barrymore has done. He's a creep. And he's trying to make a fortune on this TikTok. Michael Barrymore should be silenced. Shut up, Michael Barrymore. Bog off. You're a piece of rubbish. I can't stand you. Okay. Who is Liz Brewer? Liz Brewer is a friend of mine. She's a lovely lady who does television programs. And yeah, she does various things. So, yeah, she's a good person. Okay, right. Okay. Michael Barrymore looks like a creep. Well, I totally agree with you. Have I met George Galloway? Never met him, but I don't like the guy. Not my kind of person. No. Um, George Galloway hates Margaret Thatcher. Well, anyone who hates Margaret is no friend of mine, obviously, because I love Margaret, because Margaret is a dear, dear, dear lady. Well, she was a dear, dear lady. She's no longer alive, so she isn't anymore. But I loved Margaret. Margaret was fabulous. So anyone who hates Margaret, well, bog off. I don't like anyone who hates Margaret. Leave Margaret alone. Right. Right. Have I ever met Liz Jones? Yes, I have met Liz Jones. Not a pleasant person. Not my kind of person. I think we'll leave it at that. Right. Okay. What's my views on Michelle Mone? Mrs. Mone, Lady Mone, is a complete bitch, and she should be. She's a disgrace. She's a scammer. She's a thief. She's a rogue. 232 million she stole. She's a piece of rubbish. Absolutely disgusting. No, I don't want to talk about her anymore. We've talked about her an awful lot on this channel, but we could talk about her again on another occasion if there's an update. But for the moment, I don't think we really need to talk about it tonight. Okay. Any other people? Okay. Any other questions? Right. She's made a complete tit of herself. Yes. Well, I totally agree. Lady Moan has made a tit of her bra. Lady Baroness Bra has made a tit of herself. There you go. That's kind of relevant to her story, isn't it? Hmm. Did I ever meet Desmond Tutu? Well, of course I did meet Desmond Tutu. When I was a child, we had some people to play cricket, and of course I was forced to play cricket. It wasn't a very good idea. And I said it wasn't a very good idea at the beginning. Anyway, I started to play the cricket. And, well, I didn't do very well. And my father started screaming at me. So I threw the cricket bat. And it hit Desmond Tutu in the face. So I actually hit Desmond Tutu in the face with a cricket bat. It wasn't intentional. I wasn't being nasty, but I'd had enough of the cricket, so I literally hit Desmond Tutu in the face. So I will go down in history as probably the only person who hit Desmond Tutu in the face with a cricket bat. So my violence was against Desmond Tutu. It wasn't something I intended to do. But my parents were appalled. But it was their fault because they forced me into playing this cricket because I hate cricket. I'm not into it. It's not for me. And anyway, I just threw the bat and bang, it hit him in the face. Yeah, so Desmond Tutu, but Desmond Tutu was very forgiving. He just said, "Oh, I'm very poor boy. You hit me. I didn't mean you. You didn't mean to." He was very nice. Anyway, I liked Desmond Tutu. He was lovely, and we had lunch. I remember the lunch, and I sat next to him at the lunch, and he was a lovely, lovely man. He in our house, and we had a lovely time. We had this lady. Gosh, I can't remember what she was responsible for, but she was some amazing nurse. And she was from South Africa, and yeah, there we go. That was that story. So anyway, I can't remember the other bit, but I'll remember the other bit later about the nurse. So I'll bring that. I'll find that. Let me ask my mum, because my mother will tell you all about the nurse, because the nurse, she was very important. She actually achieved. She was a big achiever in the world. I can't remember who this South African nurse was, but she lived with near us, and yeah, my mum was a very big supporter of hers, and she was a lovely lady. And I think Min would be interested in this story. I can't remember who this woman was, but I will come to it. But honestly, it was an amazing story. This nurse. When she died, there was a New York Times obituary and a Daily Telegraph obituary and all the rest. Oh, she was an amazing lady. So she was a black nurse, and she did a lot of good. And I can't remember what her name was. Otherwise, I'd tell you now. I've forgotten. So there we go. Anyway, next story. Did I ever read Kenneth Williams's diaries? No, can't say I read Kenneth Williams' diaries. No. Did Desmond ever wear a tutu? Well,
Yes.
well, Desmond, we don't need to make jokes about his name. He's a nice man. He was a lovely man, and I enjoyed his company when I met him. So there we are. The first black nurse to work in the NHS. That could be her. Yes, yes, I think so. John Miller asked the question. What was her name? John Miller. John Miller will have your answer, because if you tell me the answer, I'll actually probably remember. Right. Okay. Well, I don't know. Anyway, I can. Have I ever met Linford Christie? No, I've never met Linford Christie, but what a wonderful man he is, and what a great achiever. Fabulous, absolutely. Will we be having a quiz? Well, we can have a quiz, yes, with pleasure. Right, okay. If I had my ability to search things, I would. In fact, I'll try and do it here and now. Black. I'm going to try and find out the name of the lady. Ilkley. Okay, well, the name of the lady, she was from Guyana, and she was a nurse, and she was Daphne Steele. She was the first black matron in the National Health Service, and she was a lady who became a great friend of my family, and we loved her. She died in 2004. She was born in October 1927, and she was a lovely, lovely, kind lady. And I'm going to cry now because I'm just thinking of her, because she was always so kind to me and my sister. We loved her. Absolutely lovely lady from British Guyana. And, what a kind lady. We were very lucky to have her as a member of our kind of extended family, Daphne Steele. And she was one of 9 children, it says here. She worked hard and she did lots of good for lots of people. So there you go. So there you are. That was Daphne Steele. So there you are. Yep, I loved her. An amazing, kind lady. And we must celebrate good people always, because there's so many good people in the world as opposed to what we all go on about the bad people. It's so easy to talk about the bad. There's a wonderful lady. She changed the world. She was, a brilliant nurse. And what a kind lady. So celebrate people like that. That is what I'd like you all to do. She sounds lovely, says Wits End. Thank you, Wits End. That's very kind. She left a mark on her, what Gloria Hunniford. Oh, God. She's the opposite. She leaves a stain on humanity. Does that old bag? No thanks. No thanks. Right. Okay. We don't need anything. We don't need any talk of Gloria Hunniford. Inglorious should be left in the cupboard where she belongs. But no, honestly, there are so many good people in the world who do wonderful things. We must celebrate the glorious people who do glory, as opposed to inglorious. I know that's why you brought up Gloria Hunniford, because obviously inglorious. She is a wicked, horrible, vile, disgusting toe rag, and she should be sent back to where she comes from. My friends from Northern Ireland who came for lunch yesterday could not stand her. They did not like her. Nobody likes Inglorious Hunniford. She is a wicked, evil, disgusting woman who bangs on about how she's got 2 swimming pools. She's so boring. You can only swim in one at once. That's what I told her back to her face. Stupid bag. She's a right old bag. Awful. Gloria Hunniford's hair is like a nuclear weapon, says Miss Marple. Throw her in the ocean. That's a good idea. Esther Ranson, oh God, we don't like her. Gloria Hunniford is about as welcome as a stain on a hotel towel. Says, oh my God, Gloria is really not going down well with you. Oh dear. Yes. Well, we all feel sorry for Karen Keating, her daughter. She wasn't a bad person, but that's not the. She did happen to have an awful mother. Deanne Daly says, we're talking about Gloria Masters on Sean Atwood in capital letters. I've no idea what you're talking about because I don't know who that is. So I have my own channel, and it's that's what we do. I don't need to talk about other people's channels. And now you're saying, are you ignoring me? I'm your biggest fan. I don't wish to be on other people's channels. I do my own program. Thank you. If you want to rant and rave on your own channel. I'm not interested. Thank you. I do my own program. Thank you. So please leave and go away. Right. Okay. Whoever you are, Deanne Daly. I don't know who you are, why you're ranting at me, but right. Let's ban Deanne Daly. That's the next one that needs to go. Another nutcase. Right. Deanne Daly ranting and raving off the air. Right. Okay. Expialidocious says, I'm your number one fan. It's a line from a Misery movie. But I agree. It sounds like it comes from a Misery movie. I think this person does sound like a Misery. Let's ban this person. Let's get them gone. Ban this person. Get them gone. Another one needing to be thrown off my channel. Anyway, there we are. Dion will be back. Deanne or Dion, whoever it's called. Right. In the sin bin. Yes, precisely. Let's chuck them out. Chuck them out. Chuck them out with the rubbish. I don't need all this abuse, do I? Absolutely. See ya, Deanne. Deanne! Bog off. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. I love trying to imitate my friend Anne. I'm not as good as Anne, but you know, you are the weakest link. Goodbye. Get off my channel. Pog off. Right. Okay. So anyway, we love all the quality people we've got here. So we don't need any more. We're not banning anyone else for the moment until the next one comes along, because obviously I'm going to get a load of abuse, because some of you seem to like abusing me, because that seems to be your speciality. Let's bring on the abusers. Did I ever meet Roy Castle? No, I never met Roy Castle. Sorry, no, never met him. Deanne has always been great. Well, she isn't great. She's awful. I want her banned. Get her off. I don't want her on my channel. Get her out. I don't want Deanne back. No, Deanne is banned. Deanne is not welcome here. So please don't let this creep come back. Do I enjoy making art? Painting, possibly collages. I'm not very good at any of that, but could be fun from time to time. How many bannings have we had tonight? Only, I believe, 2 so far. But anyway, if they want to get out, no, I want to get rid of them. I don't care. Why should I have to put up with these horrible people? Sorry, if they're going to be rude to me, they can bog off. They can get off my channel. I don't need to be nice to these creeps. Get out of my room. You know, it's like Peggy Mitchell said, get out of my pub. I'll say, get out of my room. I don't want you here. So get out of my room. No, I will not tolerate tedious people. Get out. Right. Don't put up with it, says Jane Yorks. It's your channel. Quite right, Jane from Yorks. Jane Yorks, thank you. You're absolutely spot on the nail, bang on that. You're quite right. No, I don't need to be nice to these people, do I? Get out of the room. No. Fiona says Matthew is good at what he does. Well, that's very kind of you. Fiona is a lovely friend, and I like you, Fiona. And I've known you a long time, and I like you very much. But you're being very kind. But you're right. No, I will not tolerate nonsense. Nonsense should be thrown down the well. Right. Marianne says, I love your channel and I wait for it all day. Okay, well, anyway, we've been going on about this nonsense all this time. Why don't we do a quiz? Because it will do you the world of good if you have a quiz. I think that's a nice thing for you all. I think it's better I give you a quiz. I think we've gone on about all this rubbish for too long. So let's have a quiz. Deanne was flushed down the toilet. Well, Deanne is not welcome back. I hope Deanne never appears again. Deanne is like the proverbial turd. We don't want her back. So, Deanne, stick down the lavatory where you belong, love. Because you're not a nice person, Deanne. Deanne. Lynn says I'd make a good doorman. That's very kind. Yep, I probably would. Because I could probably throw out all sorts of people. Right. No time for the floaters. Well, she'd definitely be a floater with old Deanne. Deanne the floater. Right. Okay. So anyway, we'll do a little quiz. We'll do a quiz. How are you ready for a little bit of a quiz? I've got the old potato gin for when I don't have any tonic, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't really need a drink. I think I've had enough to drink. Right. Okay. I'll try writing it down in red. Okay. So we'll try doing a quiz. Okay. Right. Okay. What is have we got? It's one of these weird pens that's got, stupid multiple thing. Okay, what is the heterophone for a type of fish and a low, deep voice? What is a heterophone? Review and analysis gets it. Review. No, it doesn't work, this pen. Okay, you can have it. Review and analysis. Obviously, a bass and a bass means the same thing. It's spelled the same way. It's a different meaning and it's pronounced differently, of course. So we've got a type of fish and we've got a type of low, deep voice. There we go. So there we go. Okay, what have Hastons manufactured since 1852? What have Hastons manufactured? It's not biscuits. Hastons. It's H with an umlaut. So there's Northern European connection there. It's not top hats. It's not suits. Review and analysis is kind of close, but you're not quite correct. Wits End gets it. Wits End is the winner. You get the point. Wits End, of course, it's beds. They make beds, very expensive beds, £300,000 beds, the most expensive. And I once went their Fulham Road showroom to a party with Rula Lenska and Carol Ashby, who was a Bond girl, and we ended up leaping on the beds. So I nearly broke a £300,000 bed. There we are. Okay. Next question. With what events do Cannes, Dubai, Palm Beach, Monaco, and Fort Lauderdale all host? What do they host? No, it's not films. It's not racing. No. It's not Formula One. It's not casinos. It's not car racing. It's not fashion. I will allow Lou M the point. Lou M. It is, of course, yacht shows. They all have yacht shows. Chin palaces to simpler vessels. So they all have yacht-related events. Okay. What type of books do my wonderful friends, Asseline, specialize in publishing? My friends, Asseline. What do they? No. No, you're all wrong. Asseline. What kind of books? Think of your household. Think of your sitting room. They're nothing to do with Janet Evans. No, it's nothing to do with comic books. It's nothing to do with Janet Evans. Lady Minnie Cheddars is the winner. Well done. Coffee Table Books. Lady Minnie, you can have it. Of course, they produce coffee table books. They do art books, South Pole, the Brilliant Marketing, the waterproof books they published. They've been going since 1994. First book was on Le Colombe d'Or, which is a hotel I would love to visit, which I've never been to visit. And that's one place I would actually like to go, but I've never been to visit. And I'm not that far away from it, but I get stopped from going there. Anyway. Okay. In which play does the line, "For your souls nobly born, valor does not await the passing of the years," exist? It's not King Lear, it's not Warhorse, it's not Hamlet, no. It's not Mr. Bean, it's not Macbeth, it's not Hairspray. No, not The Taming of the Shrew. Audrey gets it with Le Cid. Audrey is the point scorer. Well done, Aud. So Audrey gets a point. We've only got everybody on 1 point who is successful thus far. It is Le Cid, obviously a classic French play, Le Cid. Okay, now we've got another controversial person. With what other than film and controversy, the paedophile Jeffrey Epstein associate, is Woody Allen associated? What is he associated other than film? Well, obviously it's not movies because I've just said about film. Lady Mini Cheddars, you can have it. Lady Mini Cheddars is the winner. What, Lady Mini? Right, well done to Lady Mini. Lady Mini gets it because, of course, he is part of the New Orleans jazz band. He plays the clarinet. The old paedophile, disgusting, revolting, horrible man, Woody Allen. He is in a jazz band, so there you go. I didn't know anything about this until today. He is one of the most horrific people I've ever heard about. And I really urge you all to keep well away from the disgusting specimen that is Woody Allen. He is a wicked, evil man. Okay. Okay, this is a simple question. Because I have to give simple questions because I was told off by the Irish yesterday for my overly complicated questions because some of my questions are a little obscure, alleged. So if you can't answer this question, then you must be a moron. Okay, on which river is Paris situated? It's a very simple question. This is one of my more simple questions. Review and analyze gets the point. Review and analyze. Of course, it's sane. Well done to you. Review gets the point. Okay. It's a very simple question. Okay. Now we return to my kind of question because, quite frankly, I like asking my kind of question. And I think my quiz book should be filled with my kind of question, not boring questions like that. That's a boring question. And now, honestly, the fact that one person got it straight away, that's yawn. That's a crap question. I actually should delete the question for myself because that shows that I'm a weak person, that I actually gave in and did that. So that question is going to not be in my quiz book. That question is one question that I'm banning. I'm banning it. I'm banning that boring question. Yawn, yawn, yawn. Okay. With what other than tax evasion, and this is my kind of question, because I can't stand a woman. She's dead now anyway, but with what other than tax evasion via Luxembourg was Vivienne Westwood associated? The tax evader Vivienne Westwood. What was she associated with? It wasn't Anthea Turner, no. Matt Grant gets a point. Well done. It was fashion. Though I would have added she was involved with activism and she was a hypocrite. She was a complete hypocrite, was Vivienne Westwood. A nasty piece of work. Involved with Julian Assange. Nasty piece of work. Awful, awful woman. One of the most unpleasant people I've ever met. Right, okay. We'll now say, in which year did Crockett and Jones begin making shoes? Crockett and Jones, obviously in Northamptonshire, and they haven't. They're by royal appointment to His Majesty the King. What year? Matt Grant gets a point. Matt Grant is now in the lead. Well done to Matt Grant, because, of course, it was 1879. So Matt Grant is now our leading gentleman in this quiz. Well done to Matt Grant. Right, okay. Okay, in which year was Bruce Chatwin's In Patagonia published? In Patagonia. It was a peculiar book. It was a dotty book. He was an adventurer. He was restless, and the Sunday Times journalist. No. No. Maria gets it with 1977. Maria is the winner of the point. Maria, well done. Of course, it was an eccentric book. Okay, in which year, and I knew all of these people, in which year did Chelsea eccentrics from London, novelist Edna O'Brien, photographer Barry Latigan, and hairstylist to the stars Heinz Schumi, and I loved Heinz, all die? Which year did they die? Jane Hennessy gets it straight away. Jane, well done. Jane H. Of course, it was 2024. Who infamously pardoned Mark Rich? Mark Rich. Who gave a pardon to Mark Rich? Lois Petsfold, you're getting a point. Well, you're now another one joining the... Right, okay, that was, of course, Bill Clinton, a nasty person that he was. Okay, which Scottish businesswoman, friend of my family, famously said, "I was born to make soup"? Who was the lady who said, "I was born to make soup"? It wasn't Michelle Mone, no. John Miller can have it, because you've spelled it the wrong way around, but you called her Baxterina, but her name is Ina Baxter. So John somebody or other. I don't know. John Miller. John Miller gets the point. Everyone's on 1 point, other than a couple, well, one of you. Obviously, Ina Baxter was born to make soup. Ina Baxter was my grandmother's friend, and we loved Ina Baxter. She was a fabulous lady. The Baxters of Speyside, founded 1868. They originally made jam. They didn't originally make soup. They got into tinned soups later, but But Ina came up with the cockaliki and the Scotch broth and the chicken broth. She transformed the company with her soups. And then obviously they had all the Royal Game soup and all the things that came later. But what a wonderful, wonderful company. And I loved everything about Baxter's soup. And Ina was born to make soup. And she transformed the world of soup. So we must celebrate the fabulous Ina Baxter. What a lovely lady she was. And I miss Ina Baxter. She's a fabulous lady. So in history, we have to celebrate good people. So there we are. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Ina Baxter.
Love it.
She was born to make soup. I wish I had a can of her soup right now. So if any of you want to send me anything,
Consomme.
can you send me a few cans of Baxter's soup? I'd love some Baxter's parsnip soup right now. I love the parsnip soup. That's my favorite. So I'd love if you want to send me a can of Baxter's soup. Could you do that, viewers? One of you, if you have some, if you're going to send me a parcel, I'd love a bit of Baxter's parsnip soup, wouldn't you?
I like consomme.
We'd love it. She'd like consomme. Well, we can have a bit of Royal Game soup as well because I like that too. But anyway, never mind. Anyway, we don't really need anything. We're not expecting you to send anything. Right, next question. What was Pelham Greville Woodhouse, i.e. PG Woodhouse, known to his chums as, his friends? What was he known to his friends as? It wasn't Perry, no, it wasn't Bertie, it wasn't Pete, it wasn't Old Bean, it wasn't Woody, it wasn't Billy, it wasn't Dogs, it wasn't a dog walker. Lady Mini Cheddars is getting a second point. So Lady Mini Cheddars is also going into joint first. Well done. It's Plum. He was known as Plum. He was upper class. He was slang. Bertie Wooster, Jeeves and Worcester. What ho, nose bag for food, etc. He was quite entertaining. Okay, what did our lovely friend billionaire Sir Jim Ratcliffe named the Land Rover, like vehicle his company produces, after? What did he name it after? What was the name he gave to it? It wasn't Banging, no. It wasn't Bombardier. It wasn't Audrey. It wasn't Child. It wasn't Jeeps. It wasn't Landy McLandrover or Discovery or Pegasus or Tripe. Lady Mini Cheddars. No, in fact, Lady Mini Cheddars can have the point because which takes you into the lead again. Of course, he named it after a pub he owned, the Grenadier. He owned a pub called the Grenadier in Belgravia, so he named the car after that. Right. Okay, in which year did the Derby winning horse Galileo die? Which year did Galileo die? No. You're all wrong. thus far. Audrey gets the point, so Audrey. Yeah, another point for Audrey. It's 2021. Of course, it was one of the greatest stars of all time, sires of all time, sorry. Right, okay. In which county is the Wickham Horse Fair held annually on the 20th of May, unless it is a Sunday? The Wickham Horse Fair, but if it's a Sunday, they don't hold it there. The first of you to get it is Hatchy. You're a new entrant to the quiz. 1 point to you. Of course, it's Hampshire. Hundreds of travellers come since the 13th century. Many businesses closed their premises because they don't want that. Okay, what is the height of the Lake District Peak, the Old Man of Coniston? What height in feet is not 44 feet? It's not 700. No. Lady Mini Cheddars is close, but not quite correct. So I'm not going to actually allow you the answer because, well, the book, you all seem to be saying the same number. So you must be all going to the same cheating website. Right. So I don't know which one of you to award it to. In meters, yes. Lady Mini Cheddars, well, you're going to get the point, okay. I think you're very good at going to, computer things. I think you're too quick. It's 803 meters. Okay. Finally, we've got a couple more questions. With which sport is Finn Russell associated? Finn Russell. Well, Lady Mini Cheddars gets that one as well. So well done to Lady Mini Cheddars. She's now got 5 points. Right. Okay. Finn Russell is a Scotland and Bath player. He's a fly half. He's got caps, Lions 1 and Tests 88. Okay, which newspaper is Nicola Tallant primarily associated? Which newspaper is Nicola Tallant? It's not The Sun, no. No, it's not the Express, it's not the Mail, it's not the News of the World. Audrey gets the point. Well done, Audrey. Audrey now has 3 points, which sadly is not enough to help her win. But okay. In which year did Cheers premiere, Cheers, which year did the program called Cheers premiere? The first to get it is Lois, so Lois gets a second point. There we go. So, right. That's the end of that quiz. Oop. Now I'm going to put a tick through it because then I don't have to do it again. The winner of that quiz was obviously Lady Min. You have won the quiz, but there we are. So that's that. Right, okay. Lady Minnie won the quiz. So Lady Minnie Cheddars, or whatever you're called. Yeah, Lady Minnie did win. Right, okay. Well, I realize you're trying to make some kind of political point, but it's very boring, whoever you are. So, anyway, if people want to be political, so be it. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm not really interested. So, anyway, if you want to have a nice evening, we can talk about some other topics if you'd so like. I think that might be a nice thing to do before I go to bed, because I don't think I want to do another quiz now. I was going to do another quiz, but I don't think it's worthwhile, because I think these people are being a little bit political. So, no, we won't be doing another quiz. So, right, okay, have you any questions? Did I sleep well? Can't say I did. No. I'll try to tonight. What do I think of Michael Gove? He's ghastly. Awful, awful man. And I can't stand that wife of his, Sarah Vine. She's disgusting. She's a right old piece of tow. Right. Okay. Next one. Next question. My words are slurring. Well, as far as I'm aware, they're not, but there we are. So, anyway, if you can't hear me, you can't hear me. So, there must be something wrong with your system. Okay. How long have I lived in France? I don't live in France. I'm not a resident. Right. Okay. Do I watch French TV? Can't say I do. No, not interested in that. Right. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no? It's a definite yes from me. I like pineapple on pizza. I know nobody else does, but I love pineapple on pizza. So there we are. I love a bit of pineapple on pizza. Ham and pineapple on pizza, delicious. Lovely, lovely combination. Am I fluent in French? No. Yeah, I like Wits End. I agree with you. Do I sunbathe? I sit in the sun, but I don't know if I'd call it sunbathing. But nothing wrong with sitting in the sun. Do you like sandals? No, I don't like sandals. No, certainly not. Sandals are horrible things, and I don't like shoes without socks. Disgusting. Awful. Have I got a mankini? No, I haven't got one of those. No. What languages can I speak? English, because I'm an English person. So there we are. You like flip flops? No, I don't like those either. No. Do I like the beach? I would never sit on a beach. No. Don't like sand. Sand is full of dirty, horrible things. Do I like Crocs? No, don't like those. Do I like loafers? Well, I've got lots of loafers shoes, but they're all worn with socks. There we are. Right. Okay. Next question. Do I ever wear a tracksuit? I don't wear tracksuits. No. Do I look like the kind of person that would wear a tracksuit? This is not a suitable form of attire for a person like me. I do not wear tracksuits. I think tracksuits are terribly common. So no, I'm disgusting. Even that you suggest the idea, the abomination of such an idea, a revolting idea that I would wear a tracksuit. You've definitely got something wrong with you because you picked the wrong outfit. So no, I do not wear tracksuits. No. Okay, next question. Have I been following P. Diddy? I'm not interested in P. Diddy. I think he's boring. Totally bored by P. Diddy. Boring case. Not my kind of case. What do I jog in? I don't go jogging, so Mr. John Miller, you I don't do jogging, so no, I don't go jogging. Have I ever been arrested? Asks Wits End. Yes, of course I've been arrested. I've been arrested multiple times. Most decent people in the world have been arrested. Just we've never been convicted of anything. So yeah, have been arrested, but I've never been convicted. Yeah, there you go. What's my favorite holiday destination? I don't have favorites. I keep telling you all this. Favorite is a stupid word, but places I like to go to on holiday. I suppose I'd like to go back to Portofino. I love Portofino. I'd love where else? Iona in the Scottish Islands. Where else do I love to go? I've got lots of lovely places I like to there we are. So there you go. There's some nice places. Right. Okay. But we don't want this Deanne back. No, please ban her. No, I want the Deanne woman banned. Get out of my house. No, I don't want the Deanne. No. Nasty Deanne must go. I'm banning her myself if I can. How do I ban you? Oh, no. I want this woman banned. Get her off my channel. Why are you letting her back, you stupid people? No, 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 no. I really won't. I won't be tolerating any of you. I want her removed. How do I ban her? Deanne. I want you banned. No, I want you banned, you horrible, horrible woman. I want you to. You are to. I don't know how to ban you. Oh, I don't know how we do it, but I want you banned, Deanne. I've now had enough of this woman. Can we get rid of this Deanne? I want her banned forever. I want her never back. You've kicked her out. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. That's wonderful. She's horrible. Whoever she is, she's wicked. There's no need for nastiness in life. And this Deanne is a very nasty piece of work. You know, why does she have to be so horrible? What a wicked, horrible woman. Picking on my audience. Shame on you. Bog off and shove it up your jumper, you nasty old cow. Whoever you are, I don't know who you are. We don't want you in our audience. So clear off and we'll have clean crickets. We want decent people here, not bad people like you. So bog off. Shove off and shove it up your jumper. Anyway. Right, yeah, no, she's awful. She'll be back under a new alias, says David. Yeah, well, she will. Of course she will. She'll find another way back in. Because she's a. It may not even be a she. It could be a he. We don't know. She's a complete troll. She's awful. Yeah. Did I visit Sorrento or Amalfi? Amalfi, a lovely place. A lovely place. Like that. Did I see Pope Leo's inauguration? I didn't. No, I can't say I did. But I should have made an effort to listen to Pope Leo's inauguration. I haven't. But you heard that she was a slag at the school. Oh dear. Oh dear. You don't really like this woman, Diane. Diane is a tranny. Right. Well, we don't know if that's true or not, but whatever Diane is, she's just a nasty person who is trying to cause me trouble. And I don't like people who try to cause me trouble, so she can run off and shove it up her jumper. You all think she's a tranny. Oh, yes, here we go. She could be trans. Well, you're probably right. Probably isn't called Diane at all. It's probably called Donna. Don. It's absolutely ridiculous. Her cashmere jumper was made in the wrong year, yes. You think she's called David? Okay. Well, anyway, we don't know. She's up there with Claire Mantell. Oh dear. Oh, that old Claire. She was a nasty woman. She's mean. She's another mean person who didn't give out wine very willingly. Claire Mandel. Oh, awful. Right. Okay. Oh dear. Right. Okay. Well, we can talk about some more pleasant people. Anyway, I'm going to bed soon. I think it's a good idea. I think it's probably a very good idea that I go to bed. I think you need to go to bed, and I don't think we have much more to say. You want a midnight snack? Suggest one. If you wanted a midnight snack, I would have cheese on toast. That'd be a nice thing to have for a midnight's. Or fish fingers. Oh, I love fish fingers. Any time of the day, I love fish fingers. As you know. Yeah, that's a good. Two good suggestions. Well, my suggestion was not as strong as yours, actually. Mackerel and raw garlic. That's a bit of a weird combination, but I suppose it could be fun. Okay, right. So, next topic. Marmite on toast. I don't mind Marmite, but I don't really would not have it as my midnight
It's
snack.
like this. Bacon sandwich.
Lady Min would like a bacon sandwich. That's what she would say. I'd say that's more of a morning thing. Bacon sandwiches are more morning than evening, to be honest, for me. Audrey says, nice one, Lady Min. Ross says, fish fingers are a bit common for a man of your stature. I think you've got it completely wrong. I love fish fingers. In fact, I might have a fish finger in a minute. Keely is with Lady Min. She's with you. All right. Maria likes Vegemite, prefers a Vegemite. Okay, well, yeah, well, you're probably Australian, so you probably like that. Thank you. Wishing Min a lovely evening and to you also. Right, okay, so that was Fiona, the lovely Fiona, who is my friend, of course, who came to Broadstairs, and she wishes Lady Min a great evening, and we're all going to have a great evening. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed myself in a moment because I'm very tired. I am a bit worn out. It is time I went to bed. So, yeah, I think it's time I had a little bit of a nighty-nighty go to bed. So, say thank you very much for your kind support. Hopefully she'll go to bed and behave herself, which could be a good idea. So I'm going to say thank you very much. Sleep well and nighty night. Have we got any Cliff Richard's greatest hits? No, I don't care for those. I don't like Cliff Richard. I think Cliff Richard is a disgusting, revolting man. He's not my kind of person, so he can shut off and do whatever he wants. Good night to the lovely Fiona Wright. Yes, we love Fiona Wright. Dream of fish fingers. Well, okay. Well, I do love a fish finger. So take care, Pippity Pip, and have a lovely night. And I hope you all have a lovely night. Okay. Night, night, and goodbye.